Last month, we told you about a dispute between the La Center School District in Clark County and the state of Washington over the district's gender and pronouns policy. And now, the federal government is getting involved. Here's what happened. 2 years ago, the district put in place a policy that teachers are not allowed to ask students their pronouns. Students are still allowed to use whatever pronouns they want, but teachers can't go around asking the class. Also in the policy, if a student transitions or even starts to show signs they're questioning their gender, a school administrator will contact their family. Well, people in the LGBTQ community got upset. They say that outing kids without their consent can put them in danger of abuse by their family. And they complained to the Washington State Office of the Superintendent of Public Instruction. OSPI spent 2 years investigating before concluding that the policy was discriminatory, and they ordered La Center to change it. The district superintendent, Peter Rosenkrantz, refused. We talked with him this morning, and he stands by that decision.
I would sit down with OSPI right now and talk about this. But every time we have, it's been my way or the highway, which puts us between a rock and a hard place. Do we follow state law or do we follow federal law? I want to follow the law. I believe we have, the state law included.
Okay, so that's where the feds come in. President Trump's Department of Education sent a letter Monday to the state of Washington saying that they're launching an investigation into OSPI for potential violations of federal law around student privacy and discrimination.
We did not reach out to the Department of Education. They reached out to us. They actually saw a news story and reached out and asked, would you be willing to talk about this? And I said, sure. We are a local control state, and to that end, the school boards determine policy and procedure, and not the state. And just like the state is saying that it's a state education's a state issue, yet FERPA and Title IX are, like I've said, are both federal laws. So the federal government to provide clarity on federal law is welcomed.
Now, Rosenkrantz says the current gender and pronoun policy is being enforced while he waits for everything to play out. And he says when schools have contacted parents about their kids' gender, it's gone well, at least from his perspective.
I'd say several times we've been able to have the conversation with the family and the child where we're able to work through in a positive way. And the parents are very appreciative that we're not hiding it from them. And the assumption, there's broad assumptions all over the place, but one of the big ones is the misconception that parents don't love their children. And I can't measure the unconditional love a parent has for their child. And I don't have a need to. I'm going to assume the parent loves the child.
OSPI is calling this a potential overreach of the federal government's authority. They say we will continue to steadfastly follow the laws of the state of Washington, which provide clear civil rights protections for our transgender and gender-expansive youth that fit squarely inside the protections provided under the federal law. Stay with us. We're back right after this.